Good morning. 8 o'clock is the time. Top stories we're working on at this hour. And we're back. The time now 8:17. The latest now on the developing story down in Southern California. Michael Jackson, the controversy surrounding his death, the investigation now. What was it that killed the king of pop? To help dissect some of what we're hearing in the news media here in recent, we're joined this morning by Ivan Gold, an attorney, legal analyst with knowledge, first-hand knowledge actually,
yes,
of Michael Jackson, his family, and the cases that he's had to endure here.
Yes, absolutely. I covered the case inside the courtroom in 2005, got to know Michael Jackson, got some good insight into the family, into his life. It's just such a tragedy what happened.
And of course, now everybody's talking about this is turning into a murder investigation. Now, LAPD hasn't said that specifically, but homicide is handling the case.
Yes.
But they say it's because of the celebrity aspect of it all. And of course, center stage right now is Dr. Conrad Murray is his name.
Yes.
And there's a photograph of him here. He was the doctor, the personal doctor of Michael Jackson, was in his home that morning that Jackson died. And the issue of, was he responsible? That's the big question. Did he provide Jackson with those, with propofol,
James,
the anesthesia?
The issue is, what people need to understand is, did this doctor cause Michael Jackson's death?
Cause, the key word
Legal
there.
cause.
Yeah.
That's what the jury would ultimately have to decide.
Yeah.
Did the doctor cause Michael Jackson's death by prescribing drugs that had the effect of killing Michael Jackson, of causing cardiac arrest?
Yeah.
Now, Diprivan, the anesthesia that's only given in hospitals and in very controlled settings.
And that's the same as the propofol that we've been hearing talked about.
That is alleged to be in Michael Jackson's system, to be in the toxicology reports. It was found in his home, and it's been learned that he's been using this drug for years. Now, the issue in terms of Dr. Conrad Murray is, did Dr. Conrad Murray administer Michael Jackson this drug, number one?
Yeah.
And number two, did this drug actually cause Michael Jackson's death? And number three, will it be in the toxicology result?
And, you know, people have learned now what propofol is. Not many people knew about it before it came to light here in this case, but it's not, I mean, it's so strong it cannot be prescribed. It's not to be used outside of a hospital. So does that come into play here in terms of...
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Where did Michael Jackson get this?
Right.
If they can somehow show a link between where this drug was found and Dr. Murray, then Dr. Murray is in trouble on that point.
Yeah.
Diprivan is not a drug. It is not considered a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drug. It is not a prescribed drug.
Right.
It is an anesthesia used in a hospital and a doctor's office. If Dr. Murray somehow got Michael Jackson that, administered him that, and that drug is found in that toxicology report and found to be a primary cause of Michael Jackson's death, Dr. Murray will be in trouble. Now, Dr. Murray was not licensed to prescribe any medication in California.
Not many people know that.
Yes. Now, there's another issue. Was Dr. Murray prescribing Oxycontin, methadone, Xanax, Demerol, other drugs that Michael Jackson had taken over the years? So there's an issue there. That's illegal for him to do that. But it may not have been the cause of death. So another scenario is Dr. Murray committing that crime, having his license suspended, and having a criminal charge on unlawfully prescribing medication. The murder charge would be involuntary manslaughter. Of course, Dr. Murray did not intend to kill Michael Jackson. Of course not. But if he aided wrongfully, if he did Michael Jackson a favor, if Michael Jackson twisted his arm, Michael Jackson was paying him, well, the concert promoters were paying Dr. Murray $150,000 a month.
Wow.
And Michael Jackson wanted what he wanted. And he wanted to go to sleep, he wanted to rest, and Dr. Murray had to do what he was told. And if he did that, then, and it caused Michael Jackson's death.
But the hard thing is, I mean, there's so much hearsay in this. I mean, it's going to be really hard for prosecutors to prove. I mean, Dr. Murray could get up there and say, look, I didn't procure this for Michael Jackson. He obtained it, and he was going to take it whether I helped him with it or not. And as an ethical doctor, I felt obliged to make sure that he wasn't overdosing on it. I mean, there's so many things so many arguments, I guess, that his lawyers could use to try and diminish the prosecution's case.
Yes, it will be a difficult case to prove. You're talking murder, involuntary manslaughter. Remember, Dr. Murray was not allowed, and no doctor should use anesthesia, this drug, as a sleeping aid. That's what Michael Jackson wanted. He wanted to go to sleep. He used it as Xanax, Ambien. Those are sleeping medications. He used this drug as a sleeping medication. For Dr. Murray to do that, that is a crime. But the key issue that the prosecution, that the Los Angeles DA's office has to look at, did that cause Michael Jackson's death? And will that show up this Diprivan show up in the toxicology report,
which are due out in a couple of weeks. And the latest bit of information we got this morning is that Dr. Murray's not in California anymore. He's now in Texas, where he has a practice. Is there an extradition issue here if they decide to press charges, or?
No, there's an agreement that Dr. Murray will cooperate. He has cooperated, and he will come back. There's no problem there. He's not going to run away or go to a foreign country.
Mexico or
if
something,
he does, you know something's really wrong. This will be a tough case for the prosecution to prove.
So there are plenty of avenues that his lawyers could take to try and mitigate.
To mitigate this. And will this ever go to trial? Probably not. Probably not. I see potentially a plea bargain, a license suspension, if anything, an actual trial with a murder conviction. That would be really something. I just don't see it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see. You were right with the acquittal count for Jackson in 05. We'll see if you're right again this time around. Ivan Gold joining us this morning, legal analyst, a man with some inside knowledge here in Michael Jackson and his family. All right. The time now, 8:23. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back in just a moment. Stay with us.